Okay. So since last night we had a terrible intervention with Warhammer 3, today we'll be doing Troy in exchange for that. And I decided it's a good idea to have our good boy Achilles and his beautiful Myrmidons fight by his side against the Hector of Troy and the Corbin Bates and the Minotaur. We will change these factions to the Troy itself, and I think there's the one of Paris, right? Yes, Paris of Troy. So that'll be good. I put a normal commander for now, but I was thinking more to give them a champion. This kind of seems unbalanced, and I would kind of give him. I might give them a normal commander, and instead of the Corbinite, I'll give them a Minotaur. I think that makes it more balanced, to be honest. But let's see how it goes. Let's start the battle. I have high hopes for Troy itself. Initially, I wanted to start something as Hector, but I decided against it. Much of a... I'm a bigger fan of Achilles by itself, especially since I watched the movie and I really liked Brad Pitt's interpretation on that. I think it was a really good one. So we'll see if he can, Achilles and his three Myrmidons can fight off, what's it called again? Can fight off Troy by himself. Unfortunately, there's no Helen of Troy, I think, to use as commander, which would have been fun. Of course, it makes sense. She wasn't a fighter, she was just somebody that got passed around for other people's political gains and love. So, it makes sense. Okay. Now we're gonna take our, I think we're Hector, right? This is Hector? No, it's a commander. Good. Just gonna move him in the forest as usual. Same way we do with our Burger King when it happens. And let's begin. We have two groups of Myrmidon sword people here. Swordsmen, yes. And Achilles himself. That's here. I picked this version of Achilles because there were like two of them, and they seem to have the same cost and the same what do you call it again? The same model. So I went with that. Now let's begin the battle. In front of us, it's gonna be Hector, not Hector. I think it's a commander. Yeah, commander of Troy alongside the Minotaurs. I'm curious to see how the Minotaurs fare in this. I didn't get to use them in the campaign. That's mostly because I played a little bit historical. Oh. Yeah, I also have a group of Minotaurs, but this seems like the behind the myth thing where the Minotaur isn't really a half man, half bull kind of thing, and it's more, what do you call it? It's a bandit lord with a bull's head, which I guess could work, but there are more Myrmidons than bandit lords there. So by sheer numbers game, Achilles should win this one. A little bit disappointed. I was expecting more from the Minotaurs, but oh, what can you do? Just you have to. Unfortunately, I don't have the Mythos DLC to this since I got the game when it was. Just swordsman, why are you shooting at him? Oh. I don't have the Mythos thing since I've got this game on Epic Games when it was free. So yeah, it seems that Epic Games have higher prices than other places. Oh, good. That was nice. Okay, so they really changed my impression of them with the Minotaurs. I don't give much hopes to the commander. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Achilles will win this. Your ally is being attacked. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it even looks like Achilles will win it. But he seems to get hit in the back a lot. Now we're just gonna go and look at the Minotaur's fight. This is interesting. The Minotaur being a single unit gives him an advantage that I don't think he will have to fall for morale. He can just do this with no problem. Yeah. But it seems he's fallen to the numbers game, or at least this one is. Yeah. Achilles is just defeating the commander with no problem. Which makes me think that it wouldn't have been a better idea to just use Hector of Troy instead. We'll do it again with Hector this time around. And I think what we'll be doing is give him a Hector and the Corbites, whatever they're called. Victory is close enough to taste. Yeah, I can expect it. It was a little bit of an unfair match, to be honest. Did he break? Yeah, I think he broke. He broke. Yeah. How are the Minotaurs doing? He was holding his ground, but this other one is getting bodied. And I think he also broke. Seems like it. Yeah. It broke him too. And that really means that the only Minotaur that left proper is this one. And yeah. He didn't survive that one. So as expected, Achilles and the Myrmidons win this one. I'm glad for that. And let's try it now and give them Hector and the Corbites. Oh, I think they're Corbites. I forgot what they were named. Hector of Troy, and we'll give you Hector himself. Who, am I mistaken? Is it? No, Achilles is still more expensive than him. But the Corbites, Corybants, whatever. And they don't really seem like that good of a fit, since they're all cheaper than the Myrmidons. Naturally, let's give them a Minotaur and Hector, and we'll give them a little bit of an advantage in this. Because Achilles has to conquer, what's it called? Troy all by himself at this point. Mostly because I want to see how he does against Hector and Paris. I remember, well, Paris does well with archers. That's going to be interesting. Since I don't have the mythos thing, I think everybody's kind of stuck with the behind the myths unit, and that's just awful. Especially when it's just Minotaurs and Corbites. Again, Hector with 2 Myrmidon swordsmen, and we'll start the battle. Let's see what the enemy has. I'll take a look. So of course, we know how the Minotaur looks like. We have Hector running around, and the Corybants, who look interesting. They have lion heads on their head. That's a lot of lions to slay, to be honest. Sure. I like how the battle is supposed to be more. If you look at it, it looks to be more balanced. But maybe that's because it takes my own commander into play in this. And because of that, it's not as accurate as it should be. But nevertheless, we'll see how it goes. Oh, that's just awful. They have to fight uphill now. That's never a good. That's never a good position to be in. To be on the uphill position. Minotaur's here, so we know the swords, the Myrmidons can take care of a Minotaur. And are they harassing him? Yeah, they're harassing him with arrows or something. I don't know where Achilles is going, and I think what he's doing is gonna be... It's gonna be awful for his own mates. They're just standing there. Okay, the Minotaurs decided to do something. He's going in with that charge, and so is Hector, so are the Corybats. And yeah, okay. So the battle starts proper, I guess. Not your ally is being attacked, I know. Why did Hector go all that way there? When the battle is here. Yeah, for this one I don't really feel that what do you call it? I don't have high hopes for Achilles and his men. But we'll see. Okay. Achilles is here now, and he should start fighting soon enough, right? I hope so. But we'll have to see how things evolve. Okay, it's good. No, I don't think the swordsman will live through this though. Fighting both the Minotaur, Hector, and the Corybants, that's gonna be awful. But there is hope. There is hope. Achilles can probably turn this around if the AI knows what to do. Okay, so I was kind of right. Kind of broke the Myrmidons. But we get the one-on-one duel with Achilles and Hector. That's interesting. And there's that Coryband that they're trying to just stab him in the shins or something. It's like those tiny dogs that go for your shins and try to attack you. Like they're full of evil, but they're not really. They're tiny dogs, they can't do much. Well, at least we know the battle of the units isn't gonna go proper, so we can at least entertain ourselves the battle between Achilles and Hector. Unfortunately, the rest of the DLCs, but yeah, we'll get there. So I think Hector will still win the one-on-one solo duel against Hector. Did I say Hector will win the duel? I think I meant to say Achilles will win the duel against Hector. That one should have been to the head. So I think Achilles will win this. I just don't think the Myrmidons will survive. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I like seeing them fight like this, to be honest. Stab him in the house, I guess. Yeah. That was a nice move. Interesting because they have a little bit realistic moves to them, but you know, of course, they're also a little bit dramatized thanks to the whole it being based on the Iliad and everything. Then also the movie helps. Like, I really recommend you watch the movie Troy. Very good. And yeah, not really that fair because Achilles was winning, and yeah, he was winning. No, he was not. Hector was winning. I messed them up. Really, I wasn't expecting to see Achilles lose. And I guess that's what happens because they gave Hector a numerical advantage, and yeah, that happens. What can I say? An interesting aspect. We'll have to see how we solve this. Probably should do it like I've done it with Rome before and try to find balanced numbers. Because poor Achilles is still trying to fight, but now he's just encircled everywhere. I like how they're moving around him. They don't really seem to attack. Oh no, they've attacked him. And yes, alas, your ally's hero has fallen. And so falls the mighty Achilles. Not with an arrow through his heel, but by being encircled by Hector and his Corybate and his Minotaur. Awful stuff. And so that was that's the problem when you give them a numerical advantage. Close enough would have been to just get rid of the Minotaur and this, and go with Hector's Chosen and Champions of Troy. I think this is a little bit more balanced a little. The thing is that Hector's units are like 3,000 together, and these don't quite reach that. They reach like 29,000. See, and I guess if you count it like you do in Warhammer battles and stuff, like when you play 40k and other Warhammer stuff, there is somebody that's gonna have lower points than the limit. So, you know, let's redo this with Hector and just give him a normal base of units that is more equal in size. Hector's Chosen and the Champions of Troy. Let's see how Achilles does against those, because I'm really curious to see that. The Jix's Control. I think it's the same map, isn't it? Yeah, because they didn't change it. Yep. And it's still uphill battle, which is awful. Should have been more playing ground terrain, but I think we can deal with it, or Achilles can deal with it. Oh no, it is the one we've done before. The first one with Hector's forces. So since we're here, let's look at the models a little bit. They are the Champions of Troy, yeah, got them. And these are Hector's Chosen. I really like the purple and the bronze or gold thing they have. Very nice, very nice. And let's speed things up so they can start fighting, shall we? Come on, guys, you can do it. I believe in you. Okay, so now they're going through with it. Let's see how it evolves. Of course, the Myrmidons trading arrows, I guess, with the Champions of Troy. Hector's Chosen just going in for full melee, which is always a good thing, remember. Oh, some of those Champions of Troy really got some of the Myrmidons. And now we have the proper fight between the Myrmidons and the Hector's Chosen, which are a higher valued unit compared to Champions of Troy. But we're here to also see the one-on-one duel, and let's see if things change now. Huh? Surprisingly, it looks to be the same result as last time, where Hector wins. It seems to have more life. That's interesting. So I guess in the end, it's gonna be like last time, where we have a one-on-one duel until the two armies break out and one of them wins and goes and helps their hero. So that's nice, I guess. Works enough. Well, it works good enough for me at this point. And after this, we're gonna be doing Paris, and I think that's gonna be about it. But let's see how it goes. So the Champions of Sparta are taking Champions of Troy are taking some damage. Hector's Chosens are really pushing the Myrmidons back, and that's interesting. It's very good, I guess, for them. But the Champions of Sparta will break first before the Myrmidons. Or, I guess the Myrmidons broke. I don't know how it really works here, because I've done so much Warhammer 3 that I think I understand that game, but other Total War games are just, you know, just foreign to me. Despite the fact that I might have played them in the past, so yeah. Yeah, these guys are still fighting, which is surprising. The Myrmidons and the Hector's Chosen. Though I have little hope for these Myrmidons, they're still pulling their weight. They're still trying to fight, which again is impressive. Here, the Champions of Troy are getting decimated, and Achilles is close to losing this, so hopefully they can rout the enemy faster and come to his rescue. That would mean they need to sacrifice their Myrmidon brothers fighting Hector's Chosen on the other side. But then you think about it, and it's more dangerous if you lose Achilles than if you lose the other Myrmidons. Mostly because your ally has fallen in battle. Yeah, they couldn't really save him in time, and they just went to exterminate the last of the Champions of Troy. But now they're going in to save their... I thought they were going to save their guys. No, they're going to be fighting Hector. And it's interesting to see how Hector will do against this. We know the Myrmidons are good against solo targets. We've seen that against the Minotaurs. Twice, in fact. So It'll be interesting to see because Hector still has his champions left. And I don't think the Myrmidons can pull off the victory against the champions if their brothers don't wound them strong enough or fast enough. But remember, Hector is a hero. Hector can pull off fighting by himself for a while. So he is gonna do tremendous damage to the Myrmidons, as you can see. The most interesting thing is the victory is close enough to taste it. We'll have to see about that. Most interesting thing is I like how heroes in Troy don't really feel that overpowered when you look at Warhammer 3, because I've been doing a lot of Warhammer 3 and I really enjoy that. I really think it gives it a good sense of feel and everything. Yeah, those Myrmidons are down. Hades has claimed the enemy hero. Now let's see if the Myrmidons can pull it off. There seems to be no more. No, there's one Myrmidon here. And let's see who wins. Remember that Hector's chosen are pretty strong as a unit, stronger than the Myrmidon. By the looks of it, the Myrmidon did not do enough damage to Hector's chosen so that their brothers could end this. But we'll have to see. Maybe the fight would. Okay, they've done enough damage to break them. It was more like a Perig victory this time around, unfortunately. But still, Achilles wins this one when we don't give them the numeric advantage. And because of that, let's go now and do Paris of Troy. And I think that's gonna be the last one. Where is it? Hector of Troy, Paris of Troy, right next to each other. So of course we're gonna give them. I have to get rid of all these units. Oh, I'm not even sure because you see, he doesn't really seem to have that good things. We can give him Paris of Troy, Champions of Troy, and we have a problem. I don't know what to give him. The Cyclops. Yeah, they have more myth things though. Giant Vanguard, Giant Bowman, Giant Champion, Cyclops. We're gonna give him a Cyclops champ. This really changed the balance of it. Cyclops is so strong by himself. Yeah, I'm not sure. Trojan Princess. I think it works, Trojan Princess, but it doesn't properly get to the 300 limit in any way. I could just give Paris through Cyclopses. I think that would be fun, but I don't have high hopes for the Myrmidons to win. Like, look. Okay, it seems to be more balanced, but remember, it's more balanced because I also have a unit in this. And because of that, yeah, just doesn't work that well. Equipment? No, we can't give equipment to anybody, it seems. So I'm not sure if I should try it for the Cyclops or not. But then again, I have nothing that gets us close. And remember that Achilles still costs more than Paris does. We'll see. We'll see. Let's try it out like this, since I really have no idea what else to give Paris. Odysseus replies to Agamemnon. Oh yeah, we should have tried something with Agamemnon. Oh, just move this guy here. Start the battle. And let's see Paris and his Cyclops. Okay, so we have Paris here. Of course, his bow and arrow. And the Cyclops. Is that supposed to be like an elephant head? Or mammoth head or something? Not a really big fan of that design, to be honest. Not at all. And despite the forces being that way, I think it would be more fair for Paris to have just the Trojan nobles and the champions of Troy. But alas, what can we do? Let's see how it advances. Of course, Myrmidons attack with spears at one of the Cyclops. Yeah, I got scared by what the game told me and it seemed to be false. Yeah, this Cyclops took a lot of damage before even reaching the Myrmidons. So I think he's gonna be out pretty fast. We'll have to see. This other Cyclops, there was another one, right? Oh yeah, he's fighting. Oh, they're doubling on poor Achilles with both the Cyclops and Paris. Maybe I shouldn't have given them Cyclops. Okay, so these are going in. These Myrmidons are going in. It was no longer just like a duel, like most of the fight with Hector was. And now it gets a little bit more complex, shall we say. The Myrmidons on the other side seem to be doing pretty okay against the Cyclops. The Cyclops might break, but it's interesting to see what happens here. Oh, we have a duel between Paris and Achilles. And Paris only has his bow and a sword, which I guess makes sense because, you know, bowman and all, but still not the best weaponry to have when fighting somebody like Achilles who has a sword and a shield. What happened? But he ran away. Okay, doesn't matter. And yeah, Paris is getting screwed all over by the Myrmidons. Running to get safe, but you're not gonna go that far. Okay, tonight they dine in the shade. And yeah, we're just more running around now for some strange reason. I kind of hate it when they do that. They run around and stuff. Come on, fight like a man. No? No? Nothing? Okay. So Paris is kind of out at this point because there's no reason to watch him. And boy, oh boy. The Cyclops is tearing through these Myrmidons. Like they've done some damage to him beforehand. But the Cyclops has no rest, no willingness to stop this. It's a butchering for him. Okay, I thought there's like no units flying when he hits and stuff, but I think it was just delayed. I didn't look at it at the right time. Can they win? I think they can, because they've damaged him enough. But it seems like some of them are changing positions. So is he. On the other side, we see the Cyclops is back and fighting Achilles, while the Myrmidons are running after Paris. Does it seem like that's more of a move to leave your hero and commander to fight the Cyclops by himself? And they're fighting in this, what's it called, in the bushes. That's not gonna be hard to watch at all. Yeah, I have to have this bird-eye view to see it properly. Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna go back to more interesting stuff like the Cyclops and the Myrmidons, who have also ended up fighting in the bushes. I hate it. Please stop it with that. Yeah, so I think the Myrmidons can win, but the Cyclops is really tearing them down pretty good. So unless the other Myrmidons come to help Achilles, and these ones survive enough for those to come back, I think the Cyclops might just get them, but they will win. Achilles will win this one. Yeah, of course, you got it. And Troy is defeated. Troy has been defeated. As expected, Achilles conquered all of Troy by himself. I'll kind of stop it here. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one.